What's going on, everyone? I'm Gilflo.
I'm Lord Spleech.
We are the Video Game Archivist, and we are talking about
A Bug's Life.
Now, Spleech, do you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about why you selected this game as our platformer this rotation?
It's more or less, it's like, I know I've seen like people talk about this game online and everything.
Okay.
Usually more the PlayStation version than anything, but it's like I keep hearing like people praise this game, so it's like, yeah, why not try it? I think I may have played a demo of it a while back, but yeah, I mean, obviously when the game was coming out, but
Yeah.
I just figured, hey, it might be something, undiscovered treasure, maybe.
Yeah. So I can say that I had no interest in playing this game when I was a kid. I didn't watch the movie. I was too old for it, and honestly, the game didn't hear anything about it back then. So let's talk about the actual game itself. When it first started, the first level, we're like, okay, it's a collectathon. What's the importance of the collections? Nothing.
Yeah.
I think in order to kill things, you have to get a special coin that allows you to actually permanently kill the monsters. We never actually got to that point because we just weren't enjoying it.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. Like, the game doesn't explain that. Now,
well, to be fair, we didn't do the tutorial, so I don't know if it actually explains anything in detail or not. We didn't look at the instruction manual. We simply went to GameFAQs to figure out what we were doing. But I can tell you from the first level I played, its controls were okay, but it wasn't great. But at the same time, it wasn't fun. There was no fun to be had.
Well, for me, I will say I do like the controls a little bit better because they're easier to pick up.
Uh-huh.
Now, I will say the whole part with the seeds and the platforms and how you can adjust them. Now, obviously, for us not going through the tutorial and everything, it's like, yeah, that's kind of just random because I'm not used to controlling how you create a platform.
Well, and that's actually one of the things that I talk about. So, like we said, collectibles are kind of pointless, but the plan upgrade system tries. It really does.
Yeah,
but it fails. It's just not quite fun. They were ambitious for a cash grab game.
Yeah.
Which is, you'll see in our ratings, kind of where we put it. And it tries to do what the greats did. Yeah. But again, it failed. It fails at everything. It's kind of chunky. I think it runs, I don't know, that's maybe 20 frames a second.
I'm not sure about the frame rate because it's you got a better grasp on visualizing the frame rate than I do. It's only when it really gets high do I notice.
Yeah, but I'm struggling watching it right now.
Now, as a reference to you going by the kind of copying the grades, one thing that feels like it's copying the grades is how you can upgrade the little seed and berry that you throw as the weapon.
Yeah.
Problem is where it does fail at. It's every time you go to a new level, you have to do it again. It's not like you keep it.
Yeah, there's no upgrades.
It's you don't keep it throughout the levels until you die and or get hit once.
Yeah.
It's just
But the controls aren't bad. The camera's not bad. There's nothing really bad.
Yeah.
Other than it's just boring for me.
Yeah.
In the end, the game is boring.
Yeah, it's basically this could have been a decent or maybe you might have been disappointed rental thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I know a lot of people have nostalgia for it, but honestly that's probably what you need to enjoy the game.
Absolutely. I think if you love this game as a kid, I get why. I could see someone getting this game and enjoying it back then. More so than now going to it for the first time.
And I know I've seen the movie and everything, but I know I don't have that much nostalgia for the movie, mainly because I saw Ants first.
Yeah.
So,
did you make any notes on the boss battle you did enjoy?
I didn't make a note, but I can remember it because it was basically you're in the tin can. I forget what you were fighting specifically.
Yeah.
That might have been a fly or whatnot, but I did kind of like the idea, the level design itself was okay, you're in the tin can, it's rolling around. Basically, you're chasing down the enemy, and you're basically, throwing your berries at it and everything, but I kind of like you doing the avoid obstacles. I like that as a concept for a design. Probably could have executed better, but honestly, it's for the game levels we played, that was one of the better ones.
And that goes to what I was saying about the game. I think it had a lot of good ideas. I think the developers were very ambitious. It just didn't pan out in execution. The last thing I will say is the sound in this game is terrible. I don't know if you noticed how low the volume is.
Yeah.
So we're playing Diddy Kong Racing now, which is the next game, and it's loud compared to this. This is really, really quiet. You can probably barely hear it on this review. But that's it. That's all I got to say about it. What about you, Spleech? Anything?
No, as far as the sound, that probably could be. Who knows? It could have been developed for PlayStation first, then this.
That's true.
Or at the same time, but, you know, who knows what was the more of the focus.
So enough talking about what we experienced. Let's get to the ratings. So how we score it, we're going to do this really quick and simple because you probably watched another review. If this is your first review, pause the video here. Go back and watch another one. Anyway, 50 is right in the middle. There's nothing good or bad about it. It's just kind of meh. It's not a game we would recommend. All the way down to 1 being Superman 64 on the bad side. Thank you. And, of course, 100 being a perfect game. I can think of one that might get there. But we'll have to see. Maybe foreshadowing? Who knows? Do I?
Depends on the game you're thinking of, too.
Because we have very different opinions. All right, to our nostalgia review. So back in the day, I gave this game a 62, which puts it at a okay game. You gave it a high 50 at a 59.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we talked about, right? They tried. There were some cool initiative things. And if you played it back then and you were a little kid, you probably enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Still,
I made it more the just mad just because it's like, yeah, I might have okayed it when I rented it, but I would have never rented it again.
Yeah. So how does it hold up now? We're pretty much unanimous, 50 and 51. The game is just kind of meh. Like I said, there is some cool ideas, just not very well executed.
At least it's not broken.
Yeah, it's not broken. It's not in any way a bad game. Like, we refuse to give it below a 50. In the end, the overall rating came out at a 56, which puts it at a meh. If you're nostalgic for this game, please don't take this rating as hate. We're just simply putting what we felt like as we played it. And
yeah,
you can watch that playthrough.
It's more unimpressed.
At our YouTube channel. So I guess we haven't really done this, but you're supposed to like the video, subscribe to us for more content.
Follow,
and
click the bell so you can get notified on your emails.
What? Actual YouTube talk? What? All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time with some Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, yeah.